Nam Sankirtan Ki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Srimad Bhagavad Gita, as it is, 7th chapter, text number, what is it, 6? Only look, no touch. Etadyoni nibhutani sarvaniti upadaraya aham kritsnasya jagata Prabhava pralayastata etat, these two natures. Yonini, whose source of birth. Bhutani, everything created. Sarvani, all. Iti, thus. Upadharaya, no. Aham, I. Kritsnasya, all inclusive. Jagata, of the world. Prabhava, the source of manifestation. Pralaya, annihilation. Tata, as well as. All created beings have their source in these two natures. Of all that is material and all that is spiritual in this world, know for certain that I am both the origin and the dissolution. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, also translation by him. Everything that exists is a product of matter and spirit. Spirit is the basic field of creation, and matter is created by spirit. Spirit is not created at a certain stage of material development. Rather, this material world is manifested only on the basis of spiritual energy. This material body is developed because spirit is present within matter. A child grows gradually to boyhood and then to manhood because that superior energy, spirit soul, is present. Similarly, the entire cosmic manifestation of the gigantic universe is developed because of the presence of the Supersoul, Vishnu. Therefore, spirit and matter, which combine to manifest this gigantic universal form, are originally two energies of the Lord. And consequently, the Lord is the original cause of everything. A fragmental part and parcel of the Lord, namely the living entity, may be the cause of a big skyscraper, a big factory, or even a big city. But he cannot be the cause of a big universe. The cause of the big universe is the big soul, or the super soul. And Krishna, the Supreme, is the cause of both the big and small souls. Therefore, he is the original cause of all causes. This is confirmed in the Katha Upanishad 2.2.13, Nityo Nityanam Chaitanas Chaitananam. Etadyoni nibhutani sarvaniti upadaraya aham krishnasya jagata prabhava pralayastata. All created beings have their source in these two natures. Of all that is material and all that is spiritual in this world, know for certain that I am both the origin and the dissolution. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Jayasi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim, yat kripadamaham vande Sri Gurudinataranam, Paramananda Madhavam, Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram, Vanchakalpatarubhyascha, Kripasindubhyevacha, Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. Welcome everybody to Bhagavad Gita class. Haribol. So here, in this verse, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is speaking to his dear friend and devotee Arjuna. And he's explaining that he is the source of both the spiritual and the material energy. As such, he's the source of everything. Now, as Srila Prabhupada points out in his purport, a living entity may create a building, may create even a city, may be very productive in his lifetime. But he can't create a universe. It's not possible. You can't even create a planet. You can't even blow up a planet. Sometimes people get scared, oh, what if Third World War happens and they'll blow up the earth? But the earth is pretty big and you can't really blow it up. You may make life difficult. You may destroy a few cities, but the planet is too big to be blown up. So don't worry. Some people in Antarctica, some people in Siberia, some people in Africa, they'll survive. And don't worry, the Indians will not be extinct, neither will the Chinese, right? There will always be a few left. Have you noticed, right? They're everywhere, right? Wherever you go. So, yet, Krishna personally is not doing this. This creation, destruction, maintenance, this is all being done by his different energies. Prasishakti hridaya vishruyate svabhaviki jnana balakriyacha. Just like a big man, he doesn't have to go to office. He's got secretaries, he's got representatives, he has people who are doing all that. What does a big man do?
Just make sure they get things done.
Not even that. He enjoys. That's all he does. Enjoy. Like children, right? Play. It's all about play, right? Play, eat, dance. That's it. So that's why we worship Krishna. Because Krishna is not going to office. Krishna does not have job. Not with Tata Consultant and not with anybody else. Even the creation of the universe, this is done by representatives, by expansions of expansions. And it is going on. It's been going on since time immemorial. But Krishna is expanding his pastimes. He's enjoying unlimited relationships, rasa, with all the different devotees who have different types of inclinations to serve him in different capacities. So Monday we'll be celebrating Shri Krishna Janmashtami. Shri Krishna Janmashtami Maha Mahotsav Ki. Jai. Haribol. Are you celebrating Monday, Krishna Janmashtami? Yes. Good. So, and it is very important that we know the truth about Krishna's nature, his pastimes, his appearance, etc. Because, as Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita earlier on, that Janma karma chame divyang evang yoveti tattvataha tyakta deham punar janma naiti mam eti sorjuna. If you know the truth, tattva, about Krishna's appearance, his pastimes and his activities, you don't have to take birth again in this world. But if you only know what you know from watching Mahabharata series, or from reading certain comic books, that depict Krishna as one of those heroes, then you don't really truly know Krishna's nature, Krishna's spiritual potencies, because you only know as much as that author or that director wants you to know. And because they can only communicate what they know, and they know very little, so you will not really get the true information, tattvataha. So if you want to get to the bottom of things, you have to go to the source. Who is the source? Krishna himself. And that's why we have to study Bhagavad Gita as it is, under the direction of devotees who are not envious, who don't try to hijack the Bhagavad Gita for their own purpose and to sideline Krishna as, just some protagonist. He's just one of the actors in this Mahabharata, series. No, Krishna is not just some of the actor. Krishna is the source. He's the origin. and he's also the goal. And unless we are convinced of that, we won't be able to grasp what is actually happening here. So Krishna, he appeared some 5,000 years ago in the prison cell of Kamsa. Now, why would Krishna do that? Because what does Krishna want to do? He wants to play, right? Yeah. What do you do when you play? You do drama, right? You create some exciting situation, right? What is the most exciting situation? What has there to be for drama? What do you need for drama? Come on, work with me, people here.
Danger.
Huh?
Danger.
Danger, yes, there has to be danger. What else? What else do you need?
A hero.
A hero, okay.
A villain.
A villain, what else? A beautiful girl, what else?
A fight.
A fight, yes. Love, drama, murder, all that. So why does Krishna appear in the prison cell of Kamsa? Rasa. Krishna is Raso Vaisaha. He's the embodiment of all rasa. So like a dramatic actor, he makes his grand entrance into the stage. And there's different ways of how to do that according to dramatic performances. But this is certainly a very grand appearance. In the prison cell of King Kamsa, Krishna appears. And how does he appear? First, he appears as four-handed Vishnu. He appears with long flowing hair and beautiful clothes and jewelry and forearms and, very splendid manifestation. And then his mother, Devaki, she says, oh, Kamsa will want to kill you. So I have to be able to hide you. So if you're in this big form, I cannot hide you, right? If you want to hide, you have to become small, right? You have to disappear. You have to hide under something. But you can't hide big Vishnu. It doesn't work. So she says, you should take the form of a small baby. And then I can protect you, then I can hide you. Because her Vatsalya Ras, her motherly affection, cannot really relate to this big, grandiose form of Vishnu. She wants to see baby, because that's what mother can relate to, baby. So Krishna does that out of love. And he appears in his original form. Now remember, an actor, he can appear in many forms. He can take on many dresses, he can do many things, just to enhance what? Rasa. Because you need rasa to have experience. Just like in a relationship. If a relationship is always stable, then it goes flat. It goes boring. That's why you have to create rasa by fight. By what else? What are other types of rasa? Friendship. What else? Love, service, all these different, this creates rasa, this creates some tension, some positive tension in the relationship. Now, neophytes, they cannot relate to that. They think, oh, God is great, I am small, I bow down, I put a coin in the box, and I get what I want. Okay, fine. But same thing if you go to the store, right? You put a coin in the box and you get something. So if that's the relationship that you want with God, you're not dealing with Krishna. You're dealing with Nettomarkt or Lidl or Aldi. You're dealing with one of the representatives, one of the storekeepers, one of the shopkeepers who is in business on Krishna's behalf. So if we want a relationship with Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we have to have love. We have to have bhakti. Bhakti pareshanubhava virakti ranyatrascha. We spoke about this verse the other day. So Krishna is only attracted to bhakti. You can't do business with Krishna. As soon as you want to do business, you're dealing with Kali, Durgama, Ganesh, etc. Kartikeya, Murga, whoever, There's many of them, 33 million of them. Choose anyone you like. You can do business with them. You can't do business with Krishna. Why? Because Krishna is a big boy, which means He's the biggest. He's the source of everything. So he does not do business. He only exchanges love. It's only about play. It's only about rasa. So Krishna, out of his kindness, he has explained his own nature. And he does so through Arjuna to the world to somehow attract the living entities. That you want to know some big person, you want to have some relationship with some big person, this is your chance. But because the living entity is foolish, they're investing their attention into so many fallible fighting soldiers. Deha patra kalatradishu atma sainyeshu satsuapi tesham pramatanidanam pashyanapi na pashyati. First of all, deha, this body. We think this body is really great. Have you noticed? So many stores for, so many nail salons. Have you seen nail salons? You have seen nail salons? You have seen. You have seen hairdressers. You have seen clothing stores. You have seen places that sell food, shoes, handbags. So many stores. For what? Deha. All about the body, right? How many temples are there? Very few. But all the others, there's lakhs and lakhs, crores and crores of those other stores. So, but the body is a disappointment because there is an expiration date. Verfallsdatum. There's a little expiration date. You can't find it. You don't know when the time is up. But it's not really lasting that long. So no matter how much attention and energy you put into your body, at some point it starts giving up. And that is quite a disappointment. Especially for the materialist who thinks this body is all I have. This body is all I am. This is the be-all and end-all. And now it's just crumbling to dust. This is quite shocking. Then, of course, everybody thinks, yeah, well, okay, fine, the body, not so great, but my family, they're going to look after me. They're going to protect me. They're going to really look out for my interest. Yeah, right. Yeah, definitely. They can't protect themselves. They can't look after themselves. How are they going to take care of you? Not possible. And of course, we're thinking, you can leave that door open. That's okay. Just keep it open. We need some flow of air here. We don't want to create this sauna effect, banya. So, and of course, everybody thinks my country will protect me, right? My country's going to look after me. You're really an illusion. You know that most people have been killed by their own governments, historically speaking? Most people have been killed by their own governments. Whether it be China, whether it be Russia, whether it be India, whether it be South America. Is there a way to keep that door open? We need some, you can put a cushion there or some bag or something. Just we need some flow of energy. Today is one of the hotter days here in Cologne. Yeah, you can just open it completely. Thank you. We got German technology here. Thank you. Careful with your head. Make sure you don't get hit. Then people think, well, okay, tough luck, but who's going to protect me? Well, only Krishna can protect you. So, we should not put our faith, our trust in agents that have very, very limited capacity. So Krishna is expanding his glories in the Bhagavad Gita and in the Srimad Bhagavatam. And when we study these scriptures, we become attracted to Krishna's pastime. After Krishna had changed his form from a grandiose four-handed Vishnu into baby Krishna, then Vasudeva, he carried him to Gokul. And there he exchanged him with a girl. But I'm not going to tell you the whole story because it's a long story. And there's a lot of drama, there's a lot of intrigue, there's a lot of wonderful features that are taking place. And we can read about that in the Krishna book, in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So we're very fortunate that we have ample information about Krishna's nature and Krishna's pastimes. So let us get absorbed, let us get immersed in Krishna's lila, in Krishna's wonderful pastimes, and then expand those glories, those pastimes, by sharing them with other living entities who right now are attracted by Chapala Sukha, by the glittering, dazzling effulgence of Maya, the temporary manifestation. Have you seen? People like to go window shopping, only looking, no buying, or only touching, no buying. But then you know how it is. You go and you look at things and you experience things, and all of a sudden, dhyato visaya pungsang sangaste shubhajayate sangat sanjayate kama kama krodha vijayate. By contemplating the objects of the senses, all of a sudden, attachment arises. And you think, oh, this will be nice. I need this. I have to have this. I deserve this. And even if you don't have the money on credit, no problem. Take it. Pay later. Huh?
You take it, you will give me.
Yes. Yes, you will give me. And then some, with interest. So, one time, baby Krishna, he was very small. He was about 2 years old. You're what, 6?
8.
8. Big boy. So, Krishna was only around 2 years old. He heard a lady calling out outside, fruits, fruits. Anybody wants to buy fruits, come here, get fruits. And she was what we call Adivasi. She was a lady from the forest. And she had brought a whole pile of fruits. So Krishna did what he saw his parents do. He went and he got a few grains, because in those days it was barter system. You didn't pay with money, you just exchanged goods. So he took a few grains in his small palms and he walked outside to the lady, but because he's a very small baby, small boy, so he walked very awkwardly, and most of the grains, they fell from his hands. But he had a few grains sticking to his hands, so he gave them to the lady. And now the lady, she saw this beautiful, beautiful young boy with black hair, curly hair, lotus eyes, and the lips were red like a bimba fruit, and the nose was like a sesame flower. And she was enamored, she was enchanted. She thought, what a beauty, what an exquisite personality. She got so enamored, she piled up all the fruits that Krishna could carry. And Krishna was walking back to his home. He had a whole armful of fruits. And as she looked down into her basket that was empty of fruits was filled with jewels and gold and rubies and emerald and sapphires. So, sometimes people think that if you do bhakti, you will be the loser. Why you do this bhakti thing? This is for old people. Have you ever heard this argument? This is for old people, right? Chanting japa and reading Gita. This is for old people. But what is the definition of old? Old means you're about to die. Now who can say that they're not old? We're all about to die. So, sometimes people think that if you do bhakti, you will miss out on some of the good things in this world, right? Because you invest time for your puja, for your sadhana, for your study, and you'll have less time for work. You'll have less time for getting promotion. You have less time for doing overtime. But if we study history, we can notice that the people who have been the most successful, like Arjuna, like Hanuman, like so many other protagonists from the Vedic culture, they spend daily good amount of time on their puja, on their sadhana, on their bhajan. So don't just work and die. Don't just become an idiot. You know, pagal, going pagal. You've seen a few people going pagal, right? Working 2 jobs, working 3 jobs, more, and then boom, all of a sudden, kaput. Everything goes broken. So that is not human life. What to speak of spiritual life? So Krishna is reminding us, please, live a decent life. Have balance in your life. That is the main message of the Bhagavad Gita. Engage yourself in what? Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantas chadridavrata namashyantas chamam bhaktya nityayukta upasate. Hear and chant about Krishna, about Krishna's glories. And in this way, you will actually live not only a human life, but a divine life, a sublime life. And in this way, you won't be touched by the modes of material nature. Just like a lotus flower. Nama pankachamabhaya, nama pankachamaline, nama pankachanetraya, namaste pankajangraye. What is the name for lotus? Pankaj. What does pankaj mean? What grows out of the mud? Comes out of the mud. Comes out of the obscurity. I was just in Trinidad, Guyana, and Suriname. And because it's very hot, it's very humid, there's a lot of rain, they have a lot of canals, they have a lot of these ditches, and they're filled with lotus flowers. Have you ever eaten prasad from a lotus leaf? No? No, you should. Otherwise, half your life is wasted. Huh? Have you ever drunk coconut dab, coconut water, through a lotus, through the stalk of a lotus flower? Yeah, it's quite an experience. Not plastic, not metal, but the stalk of a lotus flower is hollow inside. So you can use it as a straw. Now that is real opulence. That is real opulence. So, but the lotus, even though it grows from mud, it grows out of obscurity, it is never touched by the mud nor by the water. It is always distinctly separate. And even though you can push a lotus leaf or a lotus down into the water, it will again come up and the water will just pearl off of it. It won't stick to the lotus. Why? Because the lotus is of a distinctly different quality than the water. In a similar way, the spirit soul right now looks like we're coming out of obscurity because we're in this contraption, this gross and subtle body. Yet the soul, the jiva, is always distinct from the gross and subtle body. And we can recognize that through this process of bhakti yoga, especially through the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And by fortifying our intelligence with the knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita. So, we should study Gita every day. And in this way, we can actually worship Krishna with our intelligence. That's pretty nice, isn't it? For all of these smart people out there, they can worship Krishna with their intelligence by studying Krishna's teachings. But even though you may be illiterate, you may not be capable of doing that, you can still chant Krishna's name. You can still offer Krishna a fruit, a leaf, a flower. Just offer him your love, and Krishna will accept it. Krishna will be pleased by that. He's not asking for big things. Krishna is very, very modest and very kind. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So these are some reflections on this verse and on the upcoming event of Krishna's appearance, which is on Monday, day after tomorrow. Shri Krishna Janmastami Maha Mahotsav Ki Jai. And we should get ready. We should get into the mood to receive Krishna. Now, Krishna doesn't want to be neglected. He doesn't like to be in a dirty place. He doesn't like to be ignored. So let us meditate and focus how we can give Krishna proper, like you have a guest who comes to your home, right? What do? You do something?
First to clean
Take
the
care of
house.
everything.
Well, first you clean your place, right? Because you think, oh, guest is coming, you know, gotta clean this place, right? Then okay, what does the guest like? So you make some preparations, right? You cook what the guest likes, you make some arrangements, because that's proper culture. So Krishna is appearing, and he can appear any day and any moment on the lotus of our heart. But our cheta, our consciousness has to be pure. Our consciousness has to be elevated. Otherwise Krishna will not manifest in his personal form. Through his kindness, Ishvara sarva bhutanam hrideshe arjuna tishtati brahmayan sarva bhutani yantra rudani maya. Krishna is there as Paramatma. He's there as a super soul. And what does he do? Upadrashtanumantascha bharta bhokta maheshwara paramatmeti chapyukto dehesmin purushak paraha. He's overseeing our activities, and he's permitting. He's saying, hey, I do that. No, don't do that. Krishna is giving us guidance in our heart. Have you noticed? You can feel Krishna's guidance in your life? Can you? Yes? No? Maybe? Perhaps? Sometimes? So the more we're Krishna conscious, the more we'll feel that guidance. But then, when we actually take it a level higher, and we want to have a loving personal relationship with Krishna, Swayam Bhagavan, the Supreme Lord, not an agent, not, okay, you do and I'll react. And Krishna will personally manifest in the lotus of your heart. But that is not achieved, that is not an easy undertaking. So, this is the process of Krishna consciousness, which is given to us by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who comes in this parampara, directly coming from Lord Krishna himself, who is the original teacher. Nowadays we're facing the scenario that so many people proclaim to be teachers, but if you ask them, well, who's your teacher? They say, I don't have any teacher. They got their diploma in the University of YouTube. Have you heard of the University of YouTube? Or they read a few books, or they saw a few movies, and they thought, yeah, this could be a good business. One time I was traveling in West Africa, from Lagos, Nigeria, through Togo, Benin, Ghana, and Ivory Coast. We were crossing borders, and they didn't want to pay us attention or stamp our passports, because everyone was busy, glued to the television, watching something that looked like a soap opera, like some, telenovela, like some daytime soap opera. And there was some person dressed in a very fancy, flashy, shiny suit. And he was dancing around. And there was some choir singing songs. So that went on for like 10, 15 minutes. And then commercials came and they started processing our passports. And I asked them, who's that guy? And they said, you don't know who that is? You don't know who that is? That is the greatest Messiah. That is the greatest pastor, the greatest preacher. And I said, I don't know. I just came here. I'm a foreigner. Forgive me. Yeah, don't want to hurt your sentiments. So later on in the van, I asked the devotees who was that person, and they said, this was the greatest gunda. You know what the gunda is? It was the greatest criminal, the greatest gang leader, the greatest mafiosi in the country. But at one point, he realized that creating his own church, creating his own religion, is better business than robbing people on the street. So he put on a fancy suit and started doing a song and a dance, and now he's robbing people in that way. So we should not subscribe to these kind of gimmicks, to these kind of misleaders. These are the blind leading the blind. Jai Sisi Gauri Thai Ki Jai. But we should follow parampara. we should follow parampara. And that's why we're very fortunate that we have living representatives of the Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, and we have the teachings in a very authoritative way that we can avail ourselves of. And we have Sangha, we have association of devotees, Svajatiya, Bhai. Where is my Bhai? Where is my brother? Where is my friend, right? We're mostly here from different places from around the world. And you're thinking sometimes, where is my family? Where are my friends? Well, the devotees are here. These are your friends. This is your family. And then when you have Sangha, you should have sadhana. You should have some daily practice. So chant japa every day. Krishna says, of all sacrifices, I am japa. If you want to do the greatest sacrifice, Sankirtan Yagya, chanting the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And share Krishna's message with others. That is seva. The greatest service is to alleviate people from the ignorance of Kali Yuga. Because the enemy is ignorance. And nobody has a monopoly on stupidity. It's a globalized phenomenon. We find it in every country of the world. Have you noticed how ignorant people are? And because of that ignorance, they're doing things that are atrocious. Nunam pramatta kurutevi karma yadindiriya prita ya pranoti nasadu manye yata atmano yam asanapi klesha da asha deha. They go crazy because why? Indriya priti, too much sense gratification. And thus they make very bad decisions. And they act in ways that are destructing the environment, destructing people's lives, destructing themselves. So, if you want to do the greatest service for humanity, accept this message of Bhagavad Gita, live it and share it with everyone. You can give books to others, you can sponsor books, because knowledge is the antidote to ignorance. Krishna Surya Sama Maya Haya Andhakara, Yahan Krishna Maya Adhikara. That when the Krishna sun rises, then the fog of Maya will disappear. Have you noticed sometimes there's fog? I don't know how about here, but in Mayapur, India, sometimes morning time there's fog, right? But then sun comes out and fog is gone, disappeared. So in a similar way in our own life, sometimes there's fog. Things are hazy. They're not so clear. We don't really know where is the path. When the fog is very intense, you can't drive. It's very difficult to move. But when the sun comes out, everything becomes clear, crystal clear. So let the Krishna sun rise in our lives by the hearing and chanting of the holy names, by the practicing of Bhakti Yoga. And in this way, when we accept the guidance of the sadhus, when you accept the guidance of our spiritual teachers, then we can actually make progress and traverse this bhava sagar, this ocean of death, and reach Krishna's lotus feet. What does lotus feet mean? Feet means service. Feet are giving service to the body. So, we should ask ourselves on this occasion of Sri Krishna Janmashtami, what is my service? We're not spectators. We don't come here to watch things. We come here for seva. So what is my seva? What can I do? You can learn how to play instruments, which initially may be a challenge, especially if you're more from a mechanistic and science background, but you can learn it if you put a little effort into it. We can learn how to cook. We can learn how to do so many things. And even if you can't do nothing, you can do simple things. You can clean. You can bring fruits and flowers. You can give donation. You can chant Krishna's name. You can expand Krishna's glories. There's unlimited service opportunity. So, just like for those of you who have job, right? You have your badge. You're allowed into the building, right? And depending on how much service you do, you get higher security clearance. So in a similar way, if you want higher understanding, if you want higher, more intimate, more evolved, refined appreciation and understanding, increase your service attitude and you will get higher security clearance. Simple, right? Simple. As long as you have service, you're part of the core team. You're part of the Hatikan, the inner circle. But if you don't have service, or you have an ulterior motive, you want to get something else, but you make a show, just like Putana. You heard of Putana? The big witch. And she came to kill baby Krishna because she was sent by Kamsa. And she took on a beautiful form of a young lady. And Krishna, he closed his eyes. And the acharyas say why he closed his eyes. Because he thought, oh no, I have to kill a woman. It's not very good. First person I kill is a woman. It's not good. He also closed his eyes because he thought that if she looks into his eyes and he realizes that what I'm going to do, she might get frightened and run away. So he closed his eyes just to encourage her. Everything's okay. It's all good. Just keep going. They give so many reasons. And then Krishna, he sucked out the poison and the milk and her life air and killed her and gave her liberation as a nurse in the spiritual world. Krishna is so kind that he did not get too hung up. He did not get disturbed by, okay, there was something bad, but she had some good quality she had. Because she looked on him with some affection. She thought, oh, what a nice baby. And so Krishna gave her the position of a nurse. Krishna is very merciful. He's very kind. But we should approach Krishna with a pure attitude, not with a duplicitous attitude that we're pretending to be very devotional, but actually we have a different agenda. We want something else for ourselves. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Thank you all for your kind attendance. It was wonderful to be here in your association, and we're heading out right now to Münster. Münster. Nee, tomorrow is another day. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindubhyeva patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much.